Hi there, King Traders. This is Currency Watch. That's the second time. If I had to tell you the amount of computer problems I've had over the last week or so, it's been unbelievable. For some reason, the internet kicked off, so let's do it over. This is going to be a long one because I'm going through the Stacker trades. I was about 20 minutes in when it kicked off last time, and we're going to go through the Stacker trades in the Euro USD, Great Britain USD, and USD Swiss franc, as I alluded to, and go through the possible trades and actually take a look at. Basically, I should have been trading the technicals. I had a fundamental view that the euro and pound and so forth, and Swiss franc, I guess, would be the inverse, we're going to roll over. And I still have no idea why they're going up, but the fact is they are going up. And I should have jumped into some trades, even though that my primary view might have been different. And we'll take a look at just how well that could have traded out. And we'll take a look at the USD Swiss franc trade that we had that closed out, and the harmonic trade. And we'll also take a look at the harmonic trades from last week. And then, of course, the one trade that we're still in right now, in the at least I'm in the Great Britain, New Zealand. Which is down about 30 pips right now. The Great Britain USD, let's start off first off and looking at the USD Swiss franc harmonic trade that we had today. I went to buy a headset today and they were all out. I don't know how that happens at a place like Staples, so forgive me. We'll have to go to a different one on the way home today. We'll have a new headset tomorrow, so the volume will be better. You can see that this is a clean setup. I mean, I would do this trade again. The pair came down. It was definitely towards the bottom of this bullish bat signal. So we had a convergence of signals at this 89.40 level, which was just basically the extension of this XA level to the 0.886, and also the broader extension of this BC move to the CP. You don't really know all the technicals, but that was an extension, I think, of the 1.64. And you can see that we had that, and we had daily support right here below, and the pair went down, and it closed it out. And it was interesting how the traded. It wasn't nice smooth trading or any sorts. It was just 15 minutes, just 15-minute burst consolidation, 15-minute burst consolidation, and then a broader move that happened to happen this morning. To close it out. At this point, I'm obviously not interested in jumping into this trade again. I'm going to stay away from the USD Swiss franc, and we're going to go through the Stacker trade setup in that, and just take a look at that and how that could have played out. And if we want to actually we'll go through the rest of the harmonic setups. In the Euro USD, we have the harmonic setup where the pair has been pushing higher. I had an entry at 138. That was just my point. I didn't want to have that much risk. I was going 138, stop at 138.50. The actual area this is the reversal zone between 137.70 and 138.30. And the pair did go pretty close. I missed my open by about 9 pips, and we have reversed quite well from that point. But I mean, there's definitely a good chance that we could see continue push higher. And once we're in this zone, we're going to look for a reversal, looking for a push back down. Initial target would be the B level around 135.78, and then all the way down towards this 133 level. Now, if we look on a 4-hour chart, though, it does look very intriguing that we could be seeing a reversal here. That's definitely a very bearish. Well, it could be. I mean, if it was a red candle, it could be more bearish, but it is a bearish signal. But we've seen these before in this pair, and we don't really get much follow through. I mean, these large moves down just have been buying opportunities, so we'll have to watch. But we could see shorting here at 137.50, and I'm very keen in jumping into a trade here. If we look at the Aussie USD trade from last week, it is very disappointing. I'm doing a little bit of hindsight trading here when I did the numbers last night, but we basically had our entry to go long this pair at 0.80, and 0.89, and you can see that the pair basically came down and missed our entry by 9 pips before reversing, and that would have been up about 200 pips right now at this point. And if we were in this trade, you're thinking, where would our targets have been? The first one would have been 92.50, then we would have been 97.50 all the way up there, and then we might have looked for even a broader move. We'd have to see how the price action is going. So any pullback back down to that level, we'll be very interested in jumping into. And the other trade, the one that we did quite successfully last week, was the short from 103 103.30 that the pair spiked up. This is a nice setup in set up harmonically also right here, and you can see that we did get the push back down, although we sold I think at 102. I think I sold at 102.20 if I remember correctly. Yeah, because we had 110 pips on it. And then you can see it did reverse back, but it is interesting that it came right up to the 103.30 level and it's gone down again. So there are still, this trade is still very much in play, and there's people coming in and selling at that point, and just have your stop above that 103.72. So we're going to have to watch this price action here, and it could be something we might be interested in jumping into in the near future. Now let's go through the stacker trades and see exactly what happened in these positions over the last month or so. As you can see, the stacker trades, most of the action was in the beginning of the month, and then the rest of the month we had a lot of up and down moves. Let's just get rid of this and make it easier to look at. You can see we had a lot of turvy. Not that tradable of price action. You can see we had this major jump down lower, and our last stack into this trade was about the 50 fib, which was probably right, would have been right around here if this hadn't retraced so much. You can see on any candle, I've said before, if it retraces above the 50 fib level from that move, it's not a trade you want. It's not a you don't stack into that trade anymore. It indicates a reversal. It indicates a possible reversal, but we did go short there because we looked like we had a breakout. We were up 100 pips, and then the pair promptly reversed from that level, closed out break even. So then what do? We have this push back higher and push back higher, and in all honesty, you can see that the pair broke out higher. Then we had this push down, so that was a closeout position, and then from that point you can see we had another break higher, but that would have closed out too. And that's not the end of the world to have these small closeouts, and now the pair has has moved much higher, but we haven't had any chance to enter, and of course we know now it's at the pivot level. So I'd love this turnaround, and then we can stack into it on the downside, and we might try to jump into the initial position with the harmonic if we get that push back up to that 138 level. But it's very interesting that this has been a very untradeable move higher. But that's not what's annoying. The annoying moves occurred in the USD Swiss franc and the USD Swiss franc, because the bias obviously was for the move higher. We have that big move on the let's see what day that was on the 7th, and I'm sure on the 7th we have a similar move here. Okay, there it is. So you had the spike higher in this pair, so we're looking for an opportunity to jump in at least to the top side or the downside. And then finally, hey, we have a break of this range, a clear-cut break of this range. But we didn't jump into it because we were sitting right on an ascending trend line, which is much lower. And that's really my fault right there. I was using my personal bias rather than just jumping into the trade. And that wasn't 100% chance to jump in. I would have waited, to be all honestly, until right here on December 4th, because we had a clear break, and then a 50 fib move back, and then we jumped back down lower. And so now this trade is up almost, I have it here somewhere. This trade is up. Entry would have been 90.75, so it's up almost 200 pips. And the same can be said in the Great Britain USD. Just was playing it too cautious with that consolidation. Yeah, we've jumped into these trades here and there. We would have lost a few pips here and there, but we did miss this entire move up to the top side. And it really, honestly, was only going to be about one entry point, which is right about here. And then you could have had an additional one here, but it was about 200 pips that we missed out. So just sitting on the sideline, just in those trades, in hindsight, wasn't the right move to do. But and honestly, it was the cautious and the better thing to do at the moment. So let's take a look now then just generally at the trades, the 50 fib layouts that we had last night. Let's see, it was rather dead, and we may already be entering holiday trading, which I find rather amazing. The Great Britain JPY, Great Britain JPY, we'll start with that because we all know what's going on in New Zealand. We're in that trade. The Great Britain, well, I'm in that trade. The Great Britain JPY, you can see that we were looking for a fullback pushback to this 50 fib. We did get there. I never decided to jump into the trade. You guys may have, but I never put any signal out that I was doing it. And you can see that if you had, it's still at break even, so you have the chance to do whatever you want with that. It does look like we're in a short-term triangle. The Great Britain New Zealand, you can see this pair came back down rather aggressively, waited for this reversal candle, jumped in at 197.64, I think was my entry. And with this pair, we could easily come back, probably hold this until the close and just see what we get. But I only did one lot because I wasn't comfortable with this in the short term. That's it for today. I know this was rather long currency watch, but just had a lot of things I've been had been looking at here in the short term. So what I'm looking for once again is a chance to do this, get into this Euro USD trade, and looking for a possible turnaround still in the Swiss franc. I'm not jumping in these trades now after these moves. So looking for a reversal in the Swiss franc and looking for a reversal in the Great Britain at these levels, and we'll have to see what we get. It's been very, very, very treacherous trading right now without any direction whatsoever, and I doubt that'll continue for the remainder of the week, though. All right, everybody, I'll post out the trade setups I'm looking at on the Twitter feed. Everybody have a good one. Adios.